What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Prince KJ video. Man, it's been so long since I've done just straight YouTube. For every single song I've ever made, it's been produced, mixed, recorded, mastered. I put that junk out using this phone. I've literally recorded all my songs going into the mouthpiece like this. So that being said, this video is going to literally be a step-by-step tutorial from start to finish of how I make a full song strictly in Bandlab and only using this device. Okay, I can't find the song idea for right now, so I'm just gonna start 100% from scratch anyway. Open Studio. Okay, so the problem is people don't know how to actually make drum kits in Bandlab, which is like 90% of the work once you have a drum kit. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. The first thing you start out is with a sampler starter. The core of the beat is always the drums, and so you need to get some professional industry standard drums that aren't the default stuff that Bandlab gives you. So I'm going to build from scratch, and then you click on that and it says import file or browse samples. I'm going to import file because most people don't have drum kits downloaded on their phone. So I'm going to show you where I went to get my drum kit. So literally I'm just going to Reddit and type it like hip hop drum kit. It doesn't matter what DAW you use. If you have good sounds, you're going to get good quality music. Right here, this says foundation drum kit, like hip hop essentials. I don't know if this is any good yet. We're both figuring this out today. All right, right here, I opened a new tab so that it would easily go to the Google Drive. Then I would download from Google Drive. And then you want to click the little like download icon in the top right, and then it's gonna start downloading the file. So then you can open it and it's gonna go to your internal storage on your file. But there should be some sort of file equivalent on iPhone anyway. 45 sounds, kick, snare, hi-hats. I'm willing to bet this is gonna be perfect. So then extract, and then all of those sounds will then be in here. Boom, 808s. There we go. All right, so once you have those sounds, you go into your downloads and then go to the folder. It says files on downloads, Blasto beats, and then boom, you actually got like a decent set of sound effects. So I'm gonna see if this clap is any good. Crowd, let me see. Boom, boom, let's see if it's any good. Boom, boom. All right, so we do got a pretty good clap here. So now what you wanna do is you wanna get one of each type of sound and put them into each slot based off of the type of beat you're trying to do. So because I'm doing hip hop today, I'm gonna get a kick, a snare, a hi-hat, a perk, like open hats. You know what I'm saying? Just because I have a certain order I like to do mine in, I'm gonna do kick in this one. If you accidentally put the wrong sound in there, there's a little trash can button. You can just click that, delete it, and then go back to import file. Navigate your sounds. You better learn how to navigate them sounds, my brother. But yeah, so then you wanna get a kick. And this is like the foundation of your beat. All right, let me see if this punch one is good. Bad. See, we're on a roll. We're on a roll already. I don't know. We're 11 minutes in. Also, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm actually going to plug my phone into the speaker that I have on my desk so I can hear the sounds better. I don't know if that's fair or not, but I do recommend that you get a pair of headphones. Ooh. Oh, wow. I want to skip ahead, but you know what? I'm going to show you step by step how I import each one of these sounds. We got the kick, we got this clap, which I don't use claps really. I normally use snares. They just sound more professional to me. All right, let's go snare. I can't click the upper half of my screen, so I have no choice but to just use like the lower half sounds because this phone is jacked up. But these are good sounds though. So far, these are really good sounds. Let's go percussion. What type of percussions do we got? We just got zap and tempo. Let me try zap. Undo. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, that's like. All right, so now all I need is a hi-hat and open hat, and then we can start getting started on the actual beat. And the reason I haven't put 808s in here yet is because Bandlab actually has its own 808s that are pretty good in my opinion. Maybe other people haven't been able to make them good, but I like them a lot. Hi-hat closed. Let's try jug. I don't even know what that is. You're gonna see me like twisting and turning my phone all over the place. That's more like it. All right, now this open hat, make sure you don't get something that's too crunchy. You want it to be more smooth. 808 Mafia type hi-hat. All right, y'all, this is the one we're going with. Now we have 6 sound effects that are in this program. All we have to do is put these in the progression that we want them to be in. I got spoiled with FL Studio when I was 12 years old. So I like each row to have its own sound, but for Bandlab, because there's not very much tweaking you can do with each individual sound, you just have to have good sound picking out the gate. You can pretty much put all of your sounds in one row, and that way it'll save you the other 15 slots to actually make good quality music. Now that the boring part's out of the way, let's actually get into this cooking session. So you want to kind of pick the tempo that you're going to go for. Because it's a trap, I'm going to go with the standard like 140 or whatever this is when I start tapping it. This is the tempo I'm going for. Yeah, so mine's actually pretty high. I'm going for 170 today. All right, so now in order to actually add the sounds in, you just hit this little record button at the bottom and tap along the beat, and then you're not gonna actually be on beat. So you gotta go back in to the program after and drag them all into the right spot. So, all right, here we go. Golly, the delay on that was actually atrocious. All right, click the button at the top right to make sure that your clip is turned on. And then click this at the bottom right so you can make sure that your tempo is correct. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that you can make a hit song strictly with just an 808 and good melody. So we're going to actually test that theory out. I'm going to just go to virtual instruments and then go to 808s and pick saturated bass or bass. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put those snares in there. I'm still addicted to this method of making music, so I'm still going to do it. So what I do is I duplicate this track right here. Duplicate. And that way, oh, look, it has 2 drums right here. But not just any 2 drums. I'm going to delete those 2. It has the exact same sounds that we just dragged in from earlier. So now I can add my snares in there. All right, that one I actually recorded for a set of 2 bars. We're going to go through and drag that. Or actually, watch this. This is going to get cool. Now, depending on how trash and offbeat you were, it's not going to matter, but hold down on your screen, tap that little square, it's going to select all, drag it back a little bit so that you can make sure it's on the line. Like you see those little numbers at the top of the screen, like the 1.1 or 2, 1.3, 1.4, that's your bars, okay? So for each bar, you have 4 beats. So bar 1 has 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, you get it, okay? So your snares are pretty much always going to be on the 3s for each bar, or the 2 and the 4 for each bar. And typically, because trap music is so fast paced, they only put it on every 3 beat. So I know that if I just scroll through here and drag this over to the 3s, then it's already gonna be on beat. See, I don't even have to listen to it. It's already going to be on beat. All right, and I'm gonna hold down on this last one and lower the velocity so that it's more of like a perk. What do I want this beat to sound like? All right, so now I'm actually gonna go back and use that 808 we were talking about earlier. Yo, why does it monitor my voice? Hello? Hello? Oh, let's turn off input monitoring. Okay, you saw how I did that? Okay, so now you know, if you plug something into your device, it's gonna start doing input monitoring automatically. You can go to settings and turn it off. All right, so you're going to go to instrument, and the only way that you can actually add sounds is if you hit the record button at the bottom, but you can still go and adjust them after. So let me see, what key do I want this beat to be in? You know what? The key of 808 that you pick determines the vibe of the song. Is it aggressive? Is it like mellow? Is it whatever? But hey, that 808 be crazy. Y'all hear how strong that 808 sounds for real. Before we can even get any further along, this is very important because this is going to affect your sound selection, mixing choices. This is going to affect everything that we do going forward. So right now, I'm actually in the computer version of Bandlab so I can show you an example because I do have FL Studio now. So I can give you a point-by-point comparison of what makes something sound good because some of the software restrictions of Bandlab prevent you from actually knowing what you're doing when you're making these creative decisions. I'm going to download this. Let's do it as an MP3. So I want to point out something. This is the beat that was fully produced in FL Studio. The thing that makes it sound good isn't just the fact that it's in FL Studio. It's the fact that I made sure to pick sounds that filled the entire frequency spectrum so that it would be a more pleasing experience to your ears. Like, the more sound that there is, generally speaking, the better sounding it is. That also goes for the louder it is, quote, the better sounding it is. And the wider the sound is, the louder it is perceived as, and therefore the better sounding it is. And then also, the more balanced it sounds, the better sounding it is. Those are all the elements that make music sound professional. Those are the things that make your music sound good. I'm going to put parametric EQ on the master. All right, this is a beat called Rough. Pay attention not only to how it sounds in the headphones, but how much of the frequency spectrum is being filled up here. Just the melody, it's almost filled up the whole thing already. Tapping, bass. Watch the drop. All right. Got some choirs in there. Kicks, hi-hat, filling up the whole space. Wait for that middle to get filled up again. Watch. All right. That's just the low mids, so watch these high mids get coming up. Now it's up here. Now it's both. That is an example of a beat that sounds good, but it sounds professional because it's taking up space in the entire spectrum of sound that there is. I cannot wait to cook on that beat. Oh my gosh. That being said, I'm actually going to drag in this beat that I fully produced in Bandlab and show you the example so you can have the comparison. After that, we can get into actually making the song, okay? Because I don't want you to just do it. I also want you to understand what you're doing. Look at the waveform of this Bandlab made thing. Notice how shape might be different. Even just the main melody already has highs, mids, and some bass is introduced on the second part of it. Just an example, like that beat was fully produced in Bandlab and I didn't get to see any frequency spectrum while producing that beat. The only thing that I did to make that beat hit so hard was just pick sounds that filled the entire spectrum and then made sure that each sound was at its proper volume across the spectrum. So generally speaking, lower frequencies are harder to hear than louder frequencies. So just a tiny tapping, you can hear that from like across the room, but if somebody's just humming across the room, you're probably not going to hear it. That being said, so you want the kicks to be the loudest thing in the mix. As far as waveform, you don't want it to like overpower everything else. Hi-hats, you actually want to be like one of the quietest things in the mix. The mids, you want the higher sounds to be a little bit quieter than the lower sounds. But you also want both of those to be just quiet enough to where if you put a vocal on top, they're not going to clash, because a vocal takes up this whole middle area of the, spectrum. That being said, now we can continue with the beat making process. I had to take 10 minutes to actually clear this up. Maybe it's only 2 minutes for you guys, but now we can actually get back to producing this, because now when we get to the sound selection of the actual melody, it's going to make more sense why we're making the creative decisions. Back on the device, okay? So let's get it. Let's see what we have so far. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in those 808s, because again, I like to get the feeling in, like the bass line just brings the feeling in so much faster for me. So yeah. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Okay, here we go. See, I didn't even do the right note. All right. Now you see this. We have it recorded right here. So we're going to double tap on this. All right. And now we're just going to put it in the right spot. You can like drag the end to change the length right there. I don't know how beginner you guys want this to be. I'm just assuming stuff. Here we go. Here we go. So I actually came up with a dope melody for a hook. I don't know. Oh yeah. What I also like to do, and I'm gonna swipe out so you can see the whole thing. Hold down on the screen, select the square. That's the select all button. All right, select on any one of the notes and hit the copy button. Wherever this thing is, you can tap on the screen, hold down, and hit paste. Basically, it's just gonna double the length of what you've done right there. But now it's gonna do the same thing, but anything that you change, it's gonna have variation between the two parts, right? You don't want the whole beat to sound the same. Hey, ooh. Oh, you also okay. So also something else you want to do is make sure that these are all on the actual right note. So this is a F. So just drag it back up there. So here we go. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of these high ones, and I'm gonna put this one right here. So now it sounds like this. Yeah. I'm gonna call this one Sway Me. Ooh. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some lyrics because I already know kind of like one of the words I'm gonna say in the hook. Ooh, this is gonna go hard. This is already like off to a great start. The next thing we're gonna do is add in some virtual instruments. Woo woo! Now there's multiple ways you could go about doing this. Pianos, the grand pianos on here. All of these sounds. Go through and really familiarize yourself. Oh my gosh, I've made so many beats with these Bandlab strings. The sound selection Bandlab has is actually goated. Anybody who says otherwise just hasn't been able to use them properly. You know what? Let's go cello section. All right, so this is super loud at first, but what y'all gonna see what's going on. Okay, I've gotten my first instrument for the loop. So now what I'm gonna do is do the melody that came to me while I was working on this, and yeah, let's just see how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right, harmony. So, all right, hold down on the higher melody for this one, or at least for me. If you want to just follow along, I'm gonna half the velocity on that so it's not as overpowered. Like I said, the balance needs to be mid and low heavier, and highs are quieter because they still sound just as loud if you make the lows quieter. All right. Now that sounds a little overpowering, but here I'm gonna duplicate this whole thing, copy, paste. All right, now it's basically the same thing looped 4 times, but this last one is going. Now that sounds like way too loud, but we're gonna go to the effects, right? I never use these volume overall sound over here. Now we're gonna be getting into mixing our first instrument. Woohoo! All right, so there's a bunch of recommended presets, but the thing is, until you know what those presets actually do, in my opinion, I wouldn't use them. That's just me though. Go through and scroll, like click through all of them, see which ones sound good. But I know what specifically I want to do. So I'm going to create a new preset, and then I'm going to go to graphic EQ. I'm going to go and take all the 100 hertz stuff out, and I'm going to take all the 6.4 hertz stuff out. I want only the sound in the middle to be there. Oh, that already sounds so much better. Ooh, wee. I'm gonna take out some of this 200 hertz, or yeah, I'm taking some of that 200 hertz range out. Yo, y'all see how quickly a violin just elevates the beat? Oh my gosh. So here's what I'm gonna do next. All right, studio reverb, increase the mix, the thing, decrease the size. Oh my gosh, this is so fire. All right, so here's the next part. This is something I abuse the heck out of, but it's so awesome. So, oh, and they finally added it to Pocket Edition. I'm gonna call it Pocket Edition. Yo, they finally added it to the actual phone. So you couldn't export as a wave. So I used to literally have to screen record the stuff, or it would be M4A and it would be trash. Or like I have to leave the project and then export the whole project with just the melody, and then go back into the project and drag the downloaded version, import it into the project, and use that. Now you can just strictly just export this as a wave, and it'll probably just pop right underneath, doesn't it? Yeah, and then click Bandlab always, or not always, it doesn't really matter. I probably shouldn't have done that. But boom, so now we have this, right? So why did I do this to where I imported this sound into Bandlab? Well, because the way most synthesizers work, there's this beginning part right here that's super weak. So you're not going to be able to see. It's not going to hit as soon as it comes in. So what I'm going to do is every bar or so, I'm just going to chop off. Yeah, every bar. Because this is where the fun begins, really, guys. So here it is. All right, so it starts a bit early. Boom, it's right here. You see, I moved it a bar back, but I'm going to actually chop off a little bit of the space. So it's like... Ooh, hold on. All right, and then I'm going to take this right here, and I'm actually going to... I don't want to stretch it per se, because it's going to change the pitch, isn't it? Ooh, okay, so it's working. So you can actually time stretch it now, and it doesn't change the key. Ooh, that's fire. Oh my goodness. I'm having way too much fun. So then I'm going to boom. So I'm just gonna all right, shrink this down. And honestly, you would zoom in a little bit more just so you're not taking as much overlap. All right. Boom. Time stretch, make that a bit longer. All right, time stretch, make this a little bit longer. Boom. All right, and because this sounds like the same thing 4 times in a row for the most part, I'm just going to copy this. And as soon as this starts, I'm going to put this right here. Boom. And then boom. And then boom. Oh, wait, not this last one. Not the last one, guys, because this gets better. All right, you can chop that little end piece off. And this and this. Now, it depends on what you want to do. If you want it to feel like there's overlap there, then by all means leave it. But in my opinion, just taking the extra few seconds to, like, in my opinion, amplify it by just... Because see, even the end right here, it starts to fade out. Which I'm just going to do like that on all of these, because this is... Boom. It's supposed to be nice and tight. And then time stretch. Boom. And now you have a sample, guys. We have created our first sample. And even if you guys want to do it like this, let me take a listen. Boom, that's our first sample, y'all. That junk sound fire. Highlight all of them like I just did. 3 dots, merge. Boom, now it's one complete sample. And then we can still go back if we want to make another sample or do something else with it. Change the melody or something like that. But honestly, for this video, I'm going to just leave it as keep it nice and simple. Copy and paste this right here. And now you can just continue with this. I usually do two different melodies for each part. All right, so hold down on the screen up here. Slide down to the top, to the bottom left. Copy. And then we're going to take this whole thing, tap up here, paste. Boom, now it's duplicated. You know what, guys? Let's just go ahead and introduce that grand piano. We all know. We all love a grand piano. There's 2 things I'm going to do here. So tap on the instrument. See that oct 3? You want to take that down to oct 1. Ooh, check this out. All right, so this is what we're going to use when we transition out of the hook. Copy. First I do the hook, then I do the verses, which means there's not going to be as much movement with the bass. So I'm going to go ahead and start tampering with this bass a bit. And instead of doing every single 4 bars, it's going to just to be a little, ooh, just to feel different. You know what I'm saying? Take that what it was and just switch it up a little bit. I only wanted 1 stanza of you. Copy, paste. But now I'm actually gonna take out some of these kicks. Just make it a little less jarring, you know. Okay, so another thing you should know this. Whenever you record and put a sound into the software, it does it at 100% velocity. It's going to be slightly darker if you just add them manually. If you look at the velocity, it actually keeps it in more like 80 to 70% volume. For kicks, I would recommend go ahead and just push the velocity. Whoa. Some of these kicks are like literally doubled right here. All right, y'all, I'm about to just manually go through and add kicks where I feel like there should be kicks, rather than just like trying to manipulate the whole thing. But let's go. Boom, there we go. Now it's actually fully fleshed out. Yo, what's up? All right, we back for part 2. I had to take a break of like multiple days for multiple reasons. So let's go ahead and get this actual song fleshed out. Because it's so fast paced, we got to make it a double length hook. So the other day I came up with some words. So I'm going to go ahead and write them down. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Oh, yeah. So first things first, let's go ahead and add those high. Oh man, so many things I can do. This part of the video is going to be me kind of quickly going through my process. If you're not able to follow along, it's okay. I'm going to make additional tutorials going forward, but this is so that you can know mostly it's possible and you can know like the steps that I went through to get this done. Y'all will see it when I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and put some echo, or actually let me see, bright auditorium, equalizer. That's basically all I wanted on there anyway. I said don't use the presets. Only if you know what they do, my brother. Is this the same thing? Hey, that's gonna go bananas. bananas. I really want to just get to the part where I'm writing to this beat once it's finished and fleshed out. So All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and get those hi-hats in there. I'm just going ahead and adding these hi-hats in there manually, as you can see. Copy, paste. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get those hi-hats in there. You pretty much put a open hat on every second beat. And then on the last one, I put it on the fourth beat. So now it looks a lot like more like this, doesn't it? Copy. Scroll back all the way to the end. Hold down. Paste it like that. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna zoom in and get that last little bit. All right, I actually don't like that hi-hat, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit it manually. There, okay, so there's the settings knob. They changed the layout a bit since I've last used this. So now I get to actually change the settings. One of the things is pitch, tone, attack, pan, volume. I'm just gonna shift the tone to slightly higher so it doesn't have that, like that low tone in there. Unless, no, let me see. Yeah, just make it a little bit lighter. And honestly, that's it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and double time that one. Clap, ooh, clap. All right, both of these, lower the velocity a bit. And boom. So now we have, oh, okay. So I'm gonna copy, paste this one. And you know what? I'm gonna get lazy with it. Because you could still make something good while being lazy. Don't take that quote out of context. All right, also I did not specify earlier. I did a little bit of mining off camera. And by mining off camera, I mean I put some effects on the loop. So all I did was put a dimension beat preset number 1. I might change that to preset. I like preset 2 actually. And I put some pumper on there. So all I did was leave it at its like normal amount. And that just makes it sound like it's going in and out a little bit more, have some more bounce. So ooh, it sounds good, but it was a little early. Ooh, is that really what I want? Is that really what I want? I'm gonna make it 165, y'all. I'm gonna make it 165. Ooh. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Back into my he go break, he go he don't even think I got my hey, think I'm on the yeah, big guns in the gun about break on Hillary Ooh! Y'all heard that? Oh, so now I'm about to add one more instrument that came to me earlier. It's actually in the percussion section. I love this kalimba. Y'all hear what I'm trying to do? Y'all hear what I'm trying to do? So this is, ooh. All right, so y'all, this is a technique that I actually really like. I'm not sure if they updated it to where it's easier to do, but I do this in FL Studio all the time. I've been doing this for years. Why do I always have to click just the wrong note? I'm gonna make this layered like this. Let me see what's on. That already sounds pretty fire. Copy. I mean, this can't be the first time y'all have ever heard of the reverse technique, where you just take any sound that sounds weird to you and reverse it so that you can use it as a sample. But instead of doing it like that, I'm gonna, ooh, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna take the whole thing, drag this back to the beginning. Is there anything I want to do to it sound-wise before I go ahead and convert it into a wave? I'm going to take out some of the bass just because it's not necessary. Maybe some of the high end. Who knows? That sound fire as is. We're definitely going to have to reuse this at some point, but I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wait. I always got to have like a high one. Y'all don't know yet. See, I've already developed the skill of knowing what stuff is gonna sound like when I reverse it. All right, export as a wave. It's already been imported into the track. Mute this one. All right, and then I'm gonna take this, cut off just the end piece. Reversal. Y'all don't know nothing about that one. Hold up, bro. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna compress it. So create preset, go down here, Tech Lab, and that's just going to make sure that it's loud and also the lows and highs aren't so pointy that you don't get to hear them when it first comes in. See, that's how you make stuff go hard, bro. All right. Nah, we gotta extend that double the length. Double the length is always better. Ooh, y'all don't even know. Oh my gosh. I am cooking right now, bro. I am cooking right now. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and is that it? I'm gonna just take the whole spectrum and fill them up with Fs. F sharps. Hey, I got No. I think I don't need that much bass. Even though it feels good, it's taking up. There we go. Oh, now I want to fill in the gap. We're here. There we go. And I'm gonna cut out that last bar right there. Oh, I accidentally did it too early. All right. Y'all hear what I am attempting to achieve and accomplish here this morning, this evening. Y'all hear what I'm trying to do this evening? check this out, man. Copy. I'm gonna just raise the octave. Where is it? Transpose it. 12 semitones. Does it sound good is the question. Yes, it does. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead, add more violins because those junks are violent. It sounds like war. You see what I'm trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen? It's not anything ordinary. This isn't your ordinary trap music. Trying to trap you. No, this is to intrigue you into pursuing a better life. Almost found it. I think I almost found. Oh my gosh, hold up. Down to. Ooh, I might have to give up on you. If it sounds too busy, I can't use it. I have to keep the. All right. I feel bad. I did all this work, but I'm sorry. All right, let me see if I can make it build. All right, let me change the 808s. So close. It's so close to something huge. So close to something huge, ladies and gentlemen. Well, mostly gentlemen. I don't know how many ladies are in there. Hey, shout out the ladies who might be watching this. Because, hey, you're outnumbered. I'm just going to be honest. Comment something. Let me know you exist, all right? You know what? I'm gonna save it for the last part. Still go hard, though. Wait, what's this? Oh, no. Did I delete everything? No, I deleted everything from the other. Now I have to undo so many times. Oh my gosh. You're kidding me. All right. And it's okay because I ended up only using this in the because sometimes the creative process includes deleting things that just ultimately won't fit the final agenda. But yeah, so now I'm just going to highlight the whole thing. Copy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a beat. I gotta double the length of the verses. So that means there is precedent for introducing a violin-based loop. See this part right here? This is the length of the hook, which means the verse has to be at least double the length of the hook. So for these types of songs, the verse is gonna feel short, but it actually isn't short. Do I have Snap the Grid turned on? Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do. Bam. All right, so I'm actually gonna reintroduce this melody here, but I'm gonna use it for the greater good of the song. I'm saying I'm gonna reintroduce it for the second half of the verse. And I'm gonna also switch up the drums for the verse too. Once I've introduced enough variation for the song to still hit hard, that's really when I'm like, yeah, I can go ahead and start right into it. That actually went hard with nothing else. You kidding me? You kidding me, my bro? Whole first part of the song done. I can go ahead and copy and paste the whole thing to where it doubles the length. So I got 2 verses now. Look at how it all just comes together. Wait, did I copy the whole thing or only copy some parts? Oh, snap. I need to make sure I copy the whole thing. Copy the whole thing, my brother. Now I duplicated the whole thing. Now I'm going to actually highlight the whole thing. And this is where I do my little custom intros. I literally always do this. It's so satisfying every time. I don't know what it should be, but I know it can't just be, it's not going to be basic. All right, it's never going to be basic. Oh, let's go bring these back in. You know what? I actually know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna know what to do. Blah, blah, blah. I know what I'm about to do. Let's wait. That's a little too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know where I got that from, but that melody just hits so hard for me. I might even use this somewhere else in the song. That's another thing about like making a custom intro. Sometimes it hits while the drums are playing too, so you want to just drag it over. That's so nasty, bro. How dare you? How dare I make such a peaceful melody for the intro, and then the whole rest of the song is just aggressive, just mean. Y'all heard that. Y'all hear that. I don't even. That's self-explanatory right there. Bro, yeah. Oh, hey, yo. Hey, y'all. You know how we were like, what's this for? That's where it comes in. Another thing is you can always go back and add more sounds to the pack. And then what you can do is hit save as, and that becomes your saved sound pack. That's why I like these so much better, because then every beat I make, I can pull from the ingredients of that beat later. So I'm gonna go back, import another file from the Foundation Blasto drum kit. Let me see some crashes. I need some crashes. What's Zay talking about? Seems basic. Oh, it's gated. One shot it. I'm also put a crash over here. Pretty much always put a crash at the beginning of your drop. It just hits harder. Yeah, I just put one at the top of every drop. It just builds it up. I never use claps right there, but I like it. That energy is ridiculous. But this one's going to be octave more higher. Okay, that's gonna clash with the bass. I'm gonna get rid of these higher ends. Swap all the way out. Drag all the way across right here. Boom, boom. Don't need all that extra. It's already in the main hook. Here we go. That's not necessary. I'm actually go ahead and like really push these to the back of the mix. Tone wise, like it's just needs to be more of an accent than a main present instrument, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna compress it with a limiter. Squeeze that. I think I've actually already done everything I need drum wise, so I'm going to copy these drums over. There we go. And then I'm gonna do something cool for the outro. There we go. Yeah. Here we go. Man. Follow the blueprints and you'll catch the vision, my brother. All right, so this is the whole beat, just like that. Hey, we still rolling? It only took an hour to flesh out too. That's not even bad. What? That's the whole beat concept made, and I'm gonna leave it simple for the likes of this video. But now I can actually start the process, and this is part of my favorite thing because this has always been my tool set. This has always been my bread and butter, if you will. The writing of the verse and the hook. And I actually have a friend of mine who I did not have a song concept made for her to collab on. So now I can send this over to her and be like, hey, I just need you to write a verse to this, okay? So this is what it sounds like. I'm gonna turn down these hi-hats because they don't need to be that loud. Like I said, they can be one of the quietest elements and still hit. Now I'm just going through and leveling everything so it's actually like more balanced. Actually, yeah, that wasn't supposed to even. You were not even supposed to exist. No offense. There we go. Woo! Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save on that joker. Woo! And it only took an hour and 3 minutes. It only took an hour and 3 minutes. Let's go. This was the hard part, was actually making the beat. Now I can get to the fun part where it's just enjoying the beat and writing to it. All right, y'all, it's 7:38. We might have a full song done. Now, what I usually do is I leave the project. I just pull up the beat and listen to it. I literally call this thing tutorial beat, but it's probably going to be turned into Sway Me because that's just the words that came to me. I open up a Samsung note. I'm not going to lie. I have like hundreds of songs in my Samsung notes, like no exaggeration. And so now we're just going to start writing to it. Okay, if I were to actually show you my entire writing process, you would be watching me mumble rap and stare at my phone for about 30 minutes. But usually there's a lot of stuff going on in my head during this process.
You ain't even gon' trip.
Coming up with flows, deciding what message I want to incorporate. Do I want to go more lyrical or more melodic?
I usually don't rush the process. I let the whole thing flow. Like, I write to it once I feel inspired by the fact that the beat's been polished to a certain extent. But just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just gonna write to it anyway.
I've gotten to the point where I pretty much always consider like where would my song be played once the song is finished. For this one, I really imagined like what would this feel like performing it on stage? How could I get the crowd to interact? What would be the message that I'm giving to the crowd? That's kind of the direction I went with this song. So I could just imagine like the whole crowd just screaming the lyrics at the top of their lungs. Not too lyrical, not too melodic. Down the middle where I could just yell pretty much every line and it would still resonate 10 years later.
Yeah, see, I'm redeemed in the Lord's eyes. Don't need a
The cool part is like, how can I engineer an experience where I give everyone in the room goosebumps?
I got my verse written and it's actually pretty fire. It took me like an hour to write. I usually go for more like bars and lyricism, but this one was just straight up a testimony of something that recently happened. So, you know what I'm saying? Content. Maybe I'll have more bars on the second verse. I'm excited to do this one. I'm gonna record this properly when I send it over to my friend, but just for the point of this video, for people that feel like, oh man, there's no way I'm able to make music unless I have proper equipment, I'm here to debunk that theory in this video. So I'm going to record it directly into this for a placeholder, and I'm even gonna mix it to where you can see, okay, it actually sounds good with this method. From start to finish, this song was made 100% on this phone. Okay, for this step, you're gonna need two things. A phone and a sock. The sock is gonna keep the wind from directly hitting the device when you're singing into it or rapping into it, whatever you end up doing. I'm gonna do a little bit of both. You're gonna have to turn off the fan. Anything that could be making noise in the background, you want to turn that off. Also, this is the absolute worst position to record vocals in, so if you can, and this is what I recommend, is a mattress that's up against the wall and has a blanket. If I wanted to record vocals, I would go underneath the blanket like this, boom. But you could hold it up and get your vocals nice and tight and clean. You hear how clean those vocals sound right there? This is what we're trying to do with your phone, okay? This is the most bootleg part of the video. All right, I got Bandlab pulled up and I'm going undercover. I mean, there's not much to see, all right? Make sure you come up for air pretty often. Okay, let me see if I can even record this while doing vocals at the same time. Because I don't have headphones, I'm going to have to do the most impossible method ever, which is listen to a few seconds of the beat, turn the volume down, record a few seconds of the vocals, and then pause it, drag it into the right spot, and then repeat over and over again every few seconds just to make sure I keep the tempo correct. This is the worst possible method to record vocals, but I'm assuming you have nothing, okay? Nothing but a sock. And if you don't have a bed and a blanket, God bless you. Oh my gosh. All right, this is for the brokies. Yes, I can record vocals. All right, here we go. Whoa! Okay, you ain't finna break me. Hold on. All right, this is just a few seconds just to see what the volume would sound like, what the audio sounds like. Because if it's decent, then I can continue. I just mix it a little bit. And let me put some auto-tune on it already. Auto-tune fixes like 90% of the stuff.
Whoa! Okay, you ain't finna break me. Whoa! Okay, you ain't finna break me.
Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my secret sauce. And the reason I feel comfortable giving y'all my secret sauce is because what I'm about to do here, you will not be able to use directly. All right, so what I'm saying by that is what you see me do here to mix these vocals that are not going to be the best quality, but they're going to be listenable, is not going to apply to your device, because the way that your device and your environment is going to pick up the sound and your voice is going to be completely different.
So I'm so comfortable and so used to mixing my vocals after all these years that I know how to make it sound good under multiple different conditions. So the first thing that you need to let go of is the idea that you're gonna get any professional vocals. Now, will you get some vocals that sound good? Yes, that is the goal. There's been too many songs that I've made over the years where I'm so trying to get to a specific sound that I neglect the ability to get something else that could actually sound good and better, but just isn't the sound that I'm going for. Like, I will try so hard to get a vocal that sounds crispy and tight, it's unlistenable. But if I go for a vocal that maybe just has a little bit more muffle, but then you can still enjoy the rest of the frequencies, I would nowadays go for that vocal because you can actually enjoy the song. It's not so jarring and shooting all these negative frequencies at you every couple of seconds that you're not able to enjoy it. And there's enough of the vocal there that you can actually hear what they're saying. You can actually hear if they're singing it. There's a good vocal delivery. People that aren't professionals need to let go of the idea that they're going to have professional industry standard stuff. The other day I watched a tutorial by Caleb Gordon.
A2000 EST.
You know, and he's only like a few years older than me in the same genre as me. So I'm like, bet he's on a live stream. I'm about to watch what his secret sauce is. And I just knew if I stayed on a live stream long enough, someone would ask him, yo, what mic do you use? What's your setup? And I would be able to go and look it up and see if I can get it for myself. Somebody inevitably did ask the question. I said, yes, let me see what the answer is. He said, a golden G something 10,000. I don't even remember the full name of it.
What type of microphone do I record with? This is a Golden Age GA8000.
But anyway, I went to look up this microphone and it was $3,000. I was like, well, I don't have $3,000 to spare right now for a new microphone. I think I'm just gonna stick. You know, all of the microphones I own are podcast mics. I have a PD70 microphone. That thing's $100. I got another podcast mic. It's a 5-fine that's like $60. I've managed to make both of those microphones sound good over the years, especially now that I understand how audio mixing works a little bit better. I've never been able to get anything that sounds as good as that microphone though. And that's okay, because I've gotten something that's comparable and enjoyable in its own sense.
You are for me, yeah, I can see your goodness and mercy again.
So I had to take a few minutes to break this myth that a lot of people have that everything that you do has to be like Ariana Grande, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, just perfect mixed vocals every single time. And especially with this new like Instagram age, TikTok age of music, where people will drop a snippet of a song and it's just them performing the song live. The whole comment section, don't drop anything else. Don't polish this up. Don't change anything. We want the raw, unmixed version of the song. We just want it longer. People like, it's like the kitchen echo on it. And they're playing the piano and whatever they got going on. And the comment sections are always, yo, I want this version on Spotify. I want this version on Apple Music. So we need to stop holding on to this idea. And this took me years because I'm a perfectionist and I have a kind of high functioning autism that makes me hyper fixate and all that junk, which ultimately took away my ability not just to be an artist, because yeah, I got better as an artist, but then all the years of my development that I could have just felt comfortable with releasing the lower quality stuff so that other people could enjoy it besides me are missed. All those years are missed for other people to be able to share in my experience as an artist as I was getting better. Now they're only seeing me after the fact with only a few songs to kind of know who I am. I have to continually keep putting out these songs to make up for the catalog that I ultimately don't have. I don't want that to be your artist journey. I feel like if other people aren't allowed to see you in the stage where you're still learning and developing, then people are missing out on the real you. And I think that the real you is the side of your artistry that matters the most. That being said, let's get these vocals recorded. I'm gonna show you my secret sauce, but if you don't end up liking my secret sauce, by all means, make some sauce of your own. All right, so this is just typical standard industry stuff. I'm running through this quickly. First thing, you get a noise gate. A noise gate just means anything that's in the background gets cut out. Only the loudest stuff makes it into the mix. The second thing I want to do, an EQ3M.
I add multiple of these based on the tone of the vocal. Next thing I do after I add a few of these is a graphic EQ. That's the way I can actually increase the volume of the overall thing. And if there's any final tweaks that I need to make, I can go ahead and do that. The next thing I do is compress. And honestly, bro, this compression on Bandlab is industry standard gold, okay? It can literally take trash vocals and make them sound good. So anyway, I got my compressor on like that. Then I get this is the crazy part right here. The BL distortion driver. Most people don't think to use this. The tone, run it between 1300 to 1600 hertz. I'm gonna do 1300 hertz because I don't want all the excess high-end sibilance. What this is doing is filling in frequencies in the vocal that are not currently present by adding distortion. All distortion is just bringing up harmony tones based off of the loudest tones in the frequencies that are there in your voice. So if there's a in your voice and a in your voice that happen to be at the same time, all voices take up multiple frequencies at a time. That's what makes a voice. All those are happening at the same time in my voice. So all this is doing is just bringing up some of the higher end ones and the ones in the middle to make the vocals sound more balanced and full. And that's what makes something sound professional. I'm gonna make a whole tutorial just on mixing vocals because after searching, when I got FL Studio for like all the best possible quality industry compressors, Bandlab is actually one of the best on the market, and they're auto-tuned as well. Like at this point, it's not get Bandlab because it's free, it's get Bandlab because it has a very specific sound of industry professionalism that you can't get anywhere else, and it also happens to be free. So just these two at the end are making the vocals sound professional. These EQs are just balancing it, bringing some of the tones down. So like if all the nasally tones are the loudest ones in the mix, then when it gets to the distortion, it's not gonna bring out those nasally tones. And when it gets to the compression, it's not going to make that the most present thing in the mix. All of this stuff is gonna make sense in a second, okay? But for now, let me actually record some verse.
Whoa! Okay, you ain't finna break me. Hold on.
Ooh, this is hard, bro.
All right, so I then have to take a quick second to get my vocals from the Notes app and then copy and paste them into the software so I can look at them while I'm recording. It's gonna look like I'm weirdly rapping at a random time after the beat starts, but that's because you can still hear the beat. I have my volume turned down.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! Gotcha. They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
All right, so as you can see, there was actually a pause halfway through there because it doesn't matter because I'm gonna drag it back into place. All right, so now I can turn this back up and see how it sounded and also see if there's any tweaking I need to do or if I was delayed and need to re-record a certain part. But yeah, I'm literally recording this without hearing the beat at all because some of you guys might not have headphones that don't have trash like speakers. That's the assumption here.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! Gotcha. They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! Gotcha. Whoa! They tryna debase. They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
All right, so something I'm noticing is there's a lot of midtones. So I'm going to turn these off for now because these only help after the fact. I need to get rid of some of the 400 hertz range, which I don't want to use this out the gate. I'm going to take the EQ 3M. I'm going to sweep across and listen for the parts that feel like they're a little bit too present. I don't know if this is cheating. You know what? Fine. You guys have headphones now. You've been promoted. Woo! That's not a comfortable position to record in. All right.
Whoa! Okay, who else else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means.
That sock muffles it. But it's cool though. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of lows out. Let me see how much.
They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
That's actually not bad. Alright, so another thing I do is I take this 8,000 hertz range, I just bring it down a little bit because that's where my cymbalits usually is. Other than that though, this might actually be good. I might not have to do much.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
Hey, that's actually not bad. I'm gonna bring out some of these 100 hertz range. Hold up.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
Yeah, 400 hertz range can get ducked a little bit.
And place means whoa! They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
All right, so because depending on sometimes on the nature of the vocal, if there's way too many dynamics, I put the compressor at the end just so we can control it better.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa!
More auto-tune.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
All right, go auto-detect the key.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa!
There we go. All right, now we're gonna bring the beat back in and let's see what it's talking about.
Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa!
Swapping it back.
They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me.
Hop off my case, bruh. Hop off my case. Get this on my.
I think honestly the mix is good enough. I could just do the rest under a blanket. I don't have to do the whole thing like necessarily on the bed. I could do it right here. But y'all know the deal, y'all. I just gotta know the tempo and know the lyrics. Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. Just chill. Don't you wanna make peace? No. Hey, what if we just said, please, rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. All right, so that's the second part of the hook. I'm gonna just go through one bit by bit, man, bit by bit. Notice like all this space that I left before this, I don't care. I don't care because none of that actually, it doesn't matter as long as I have the tempo in my, you know what I'm saying, in my head. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard Pastor Philip had a son that was an artist, I said, I need to get a collab out of that, bro. But yeah, now I'm gonna turn it back up and just make sure it's lined up.
Whoa. Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. Just chill. Don't you wanna make peace? No.
You know what? I don't want to use this one. I don't want to use this one. Please, rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Alright, so this time I didn't use the sock. Because I'm a certain distance away from the phone, there shouldn't be any breath issues. Hey, it's gonna get hot when you try the blanket method, y'all. Turn off the fan and get under the covers. Like, you must be cold-blooded.
Whoa.
Not me, though. Alright, so I'm gonna just try.
Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. Just chill. Don't you wanna make peace? No.
Gain just a little higher so that the lows can get caught up, but it's still gonna get compressed ultimately. And I'm cut off this last part, and I know I sped up a little too much, so I'm just keep it moving.
Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. You wanna make peace? No.
Oh yeah, for these you want to take off that snap to grid because it's actually not helping.
Just chill. Don't you wanna make peace? No.
That's kind of corny too.
Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. Just chill. Don't you?
Also, because it's like recorded on the phone, it's so sharp. All the audio is so sharp.
just chill. Don't you wanna make peace? No.
Oh, it's only the last word that was
Me, finna sway me. Finna sway me.
All right, y'all, watch this. I'm about to do the whole verse, one take, no beat. That's gonna be a crazy A. Watch this, y'all.
I used to pray that I would make millions, take the world by storm, I could save billions.
All right, now I'm only doing a little bit at a time. Y'all see the vision though? I was just a little too slow, but I like that. I like that.
I used to pray that I would make millions. I used to pray that I would make millions, take the world by storm, I could save billions. Had my first concert, had a taste of what it's like to reach success without integrity, a fatal illness.
This is one part of the verse that I'm not even sure is it's gonna work out, but we'll see.
I had to consecrate my mind, screaming in the shower, God make more. Oh shoot. I had to consecrate my mind, screaming in the shower, God make my desires your design, destiny's a consequence, combining character and time.
Oh snap, was I even recording? I was on the wrong. Ah man, that one felt good. Hey, make sure you got the right one selected, because otherwise you're gonna be heartbroken.
Righteousness, see I'm a testimony, seek ye shall find, man, whoa.
Gain on there so we could actually hit the right volume.
Design, destiny's a consequence, combining character and time. Combining character and time. Righteousness, see I'm a testimony, seek ye shall find, man, whoa.
Yeah, I'm still with Kendrick did with the woes.
Whoa. Here we go, here's the fast part. I always have a quote-unquote fast part in my verse. It's really insane. Jesus had put us on game, fast and pray, get in the word every day. Day that I live with addiction is broken away.
Y'all know what time it is. All right, guys, we have the full final product version of the song with just one verse. I don't have two verses, but I got the first verse and two hooks done, fully under the blanket, just to prove the point. I could go back and record this properly with the setup in another video, but I just did this so I could show every single one of you guys it's possible to make full songs strictly using your phone.
3 days into editing this video, and I just realized one of the most important features for new Bandlab users that I did not even mention. Bandlab specifically advertises this. Before I even show you the finished product, I'm going to go ahead and scroll through here, highlight all of these vocals, right click on any one of them, and hit denoise. All of them have now instantly gotten that weird hissing in the background removed. I had no idea that hissing was there. That entire second half of the video, it wasn't just hissing, it was some sort of electric static-y thing that not only got into the video, but the recording of the vocals as well.
Destiny's a consequence, combining character and time.
Oh my gosh. And then the last thing I'm gonna do real quick is go to effects and actually turn on the mid sweep. I had two EQs here. One of them barely took any of the high end out, and one of them barely took any of the mids out. I'm gonna do a full voice tutorial later. Listen to it again.
Pray that I would make millions, take the world by storm, I could save billions. Had my first concert, had a taste of what it's like to reach success without integrity, a fatal illness, dang.
There's one last thing that I always do that I did not do for some reason. I always add, all right, it's in the EQ section, it's the multi-filter. This thing is like the EQ3M, except for you can actually go all the way down to 20 hertz rather than 100 hertz. Drag it all the way down to 30, and then I'm going to put the notch filter. What that's going to do is reduce popping, banging, or bumping of any kind. Shuffling, all of that stuff gets removed with this last addition, which should make it sound like this.
Pray that I would make millions, take the world by storm, I could save billions. Had my first concert, had a taste of what it's like to reach success without integrity, a fatal illness, dang.
Oof. Yeah, definitely needed that sock.
You can build a fan base off of those songs, okay? You don't have to wait until everything's perfect every single time to drop your music. Next was one of my songs that I dropped fully recording into my phone. The only difference was I had like an earbud to put into my phone, and like I went to my grandma's car. It was 100 degrees outside, no air conditioning. I took my shirt off and I was sweating bullets in that car to get that take. It's not even my favorite song out of my songs. Like, being real. But where there is a will, there is a way. I just showed all of you guys how to make a full song using just your phone. Now we have the full final finished product. I'm going to export the song and give you guys the opportunity to listen to the full song. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. Plug it in, plug it in.
Whoa! Okay, who else wanna face me? Chopped off heads, better learn what second place means. Whoa! They tryna debase me. Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. Whoa! Hey, don't you wanna take it easy? No. Just chill, don't you wanna make peace? No. Hey, what if we just said please? Rain came, wind blew, you ain't finna sway me. I used to pray that I would make millions, take the world by storm, I could save billions. Had my first concert, had a taste of what it's like to reach success without integrity, a fatal illness. Dang, I had to consecrate my mind, screaming in the shower. God make my desires your design. Destiny's a consequence, combining character and time. Righteousness, see I'm a testimony, seek ye shall find. Man, whoa, it's pretty insane. Jesus, I put us on game, fast and pray, get in the word every day. Did it, I live with addiction, it's broken away. Singing in church with no shame, feeling the spirit whenever I call on his name. 8 years I was stuck in the grave, in 8 days I was risen in grace. Now watch a demon try to get me stressed out. Word like a fire on my side, I wanna test out. Went from crying while depressed to now crying, feeling blessed. Battle crying out to death. Where you at now?
Okay, who else wanna face me?
Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't even go through and add no layers yet. I noticed during the verse there was some hissing there. Just make sure you keep the stock there when you're recording your vocals. As long as you have the same conditions throughout the whole recording of your vocals, it should still be clean. But honestly, bro, this is a solid song, bro. And it took me, what, 2 days to make this? Really? Not even a full day of effort to make a full song. This. Y'all saw the whole thing. So if y'all want more content like this, please give me a like, give me a follow. And obviously I'm an artist myself, so go check out some of my other music. Like next, you want to check this song out. It's gonna be called Sway Me. You know what, I'm holding myself to it. This song is gonna be out on the 30th. I'm gonna re-record it obviously with the better setup, so it's not gonna sound like this. But this is just, again, for all of the artists out there that feel like, dang, there's nothing I can do, I can't drop my music until it sounds good. No, bro, drop your music, bro. Build the fan base now, and once you have better equipment, you already have fans that are ready and willing to listen to your better sounding music. I got a friend named Darnell, shout out Darnizzle, bro. He and I are literally doing this YouTube Christian hip-hop artist thing together. If you have any more questions or comments, please leave them down below. Hit me up on Instagram. I can get you something custom made, you know what I'm saying? If you want to collab, let me know. I'm always down for a collab. Easy.